Welcome to Impact Wrestling. Now, before I get started, I want to say sorry there's no Gump Report this week, but actually I'm going to make up for it because I'm actually going to film a Gump Report right after this Impact. So if this is a little late, maybe about after 12, you'll understand why, because I'm going to film this, then I'm going to film a Gump Report on the inspiration. Yes, I'm going to talk about those damn girls. I checked out what happened with the inspiration and I have some thoughts. So you should see this uploaded tomorrow. Hopefully. Because I have been asked to take a look at MLW's show Fusion that came also on the same time as, well, a little bit before Impact Wrestling. So I may take a look at it. But I'm going to be honest to you guys. Because the one person that really said, are you going to watch the show of MLW? Are you going to watch it? Because that person always leaves a comment about MLW. It's obvious he's an MLW fan. No problem. More power to you. But in my experience with MLW, as much as you love it, if they still can't get the damn camera work right, if they still can't get the audio right, and they still can't get the damn lighting right, why do I care? No matter how good the wrestling is, how good the promo segments are, how good the characters are, if you can't see the matches, you can't see the promos properly, you can't hear the promos properly, why do you watch? I'm sorry. I'm seeing this not just from a wrestling fan, but also a casual wrestling fan. I'm seeing both. Who wants to watch a product you can't watch? I'm just saying. Now, Impact Wrestling. I gotta say this. This is being done in Poughkeepsie, New York. Not far from where I live, in New York. I am thoroughly disappointed in the production. Now, mind you, I'm just saying this now because I want to get this out of the way. Because I am going to cover what happened in the show. But was the camera work right? No. You had a point in the camera. I might as well say it right now. Honor No More, having that 6-man tag, Matt Taman was trying to pose and literally give his catchphrase. And the cameraman was so dumb that he couldn't even focus on everyone at the same damn time when he has this much amount of space to back up and catch everyone there. That happened with Violence by Design when you look at Joe Dorling's head cut off and Matt Taman, who is saying, I'm Matt Taman. You as a cameraman is supposed to catch as much as you can. And this freaking moron, whoever he is, can't even simply do a simple job of catching a catchphrase and a damn pose when AEW, WWE, and NWA, the small little company that has basically been debunked at least once, can get it done correctly. How can Impact Wrestling get it so fucked up? Audio wasn't good either, and neither was lighting. And I had to say this now because now I'm getting out of the way and I'm focusing on the show. Now, what did we have in the very beginning? We had Rhino and we had Violence by Design, and we, generally speaking, it was more about Rhino than anything else, wanting to show that he has not finished with Violence by Design. Yes, he said his bit, at least until the Briscoes came out. Now, I know people are going to say, ooh, the Briscoes are now in Impact Wrestling. No. Let's make this clear. I don't believe 1 second that the Briscoes have been hired by Impact Wrestling. If you already heard that Morrissey is going over to AEW, maybe do a one-off, or maybe he's done with Impact due to the fact that we know they don't sign everybody, and Deonna Purrazzo has already recorded several things. The question for her, is she still part of Impact or is this a one-off? AEW may have Morrissey or may not. We just don't know. But I'm going to be honest here. I don't for a second believe the Briscoes are signed to Impact Wrestling. They may tape maybe about a month or two of content and may come back to an Impact Plus show or two, but I don't freaking believe 1 second that they're signed. Now, was it good to see them? Hell yeah, it was. Them boys, I'm wondering if they're half black, like me. I'm part black. And the way they look part black. And it's not really matter about them being part black, but I'm curious, just wondering, because I've looked at the history of the Briscoes a little bit, and they don't really say much about their family history. Because you look at the Wikipedia, you always know what they are. And when you look at the Briscoes, their background's not talked about at all. Goose egg, you don't know what's going on. So it's very interesting. They could be white. They could be mixed with something else. Hell, they could be part Native American, which I am also. I'm a very big mix. So you wonder what they are. But was the segment good? Yes. You do have that moment of wanting to see the boys go, those damn boys, to go and get the Impact titles. Because it's the only ones they never got. They've gone after the NWA titles. I believe they caught them at least once. Easily, they've been a 12-time champ in Ring of Honor. Of course, they haven't gone to AEW, and they didn't go to WWE, which was a smart move, because if they did, they probably got treated real worse. They'll probably be treated like the Bushwhackers. And understand, the Bushwhackers were loved, but they never really got anywhere. But they were so loved, it didn't matter about them having the titles. And that was back in the 80s. They were a comedy act that was totally over. Totally over. But the problem here is the Briscoes, who kind of remind you of the Bushwhackers, they will never have their moment because Vince won't let them. I'm just saying. But it was fine, saying pretty much the Briscoes want to be there for the titles. Rhino and Keith Slater want to get those damn titles. So Violence by Design made it very clear next to what they started the segment saying, this is not about you guys, it's about us. We got everything. We are the best. There is nobody that can challenge us. That's when Rhino and Heath came out. Then the Briscoes came out. And then you got a match between the Briscoes and Heath and Rhino. I wondered about Rhino. Because you can tell Rhino's beginning to slow down. He's not able to... I'm not saying he can't wrestle. He still can wrestle very well for his age. Because he's 48. He's younger than me. Easily. He's younger than I am. But you can tell that Rhino has to be in a tag team because you can begin to see Rhino's decline. He's roughly about here. Honestly. He's not here. He is here. He's beginning to show his decline. It doesn't mean it's a bad decline, but it is obvious that he's beginning to slow down in the ring. He is getting a little more tanked than he was. Rhino's a very good wrestler, even for his age. Even for his size. He's always been good. He's always kept himself in decent shape. Even when he tried to go into politics. And I don't know why he did that. He shouldn't have. But he did. But the point is, you could see it. Heath is the one who has to cover for him, which is fine. In the end, I didn't expect the Briscoes to fail here. Particularly that they did a lot of good work in the ring. For what they are. I'm just saying. Now, VSK makes his reappearance on Impact Wrestling, and Gunja, I can't remember his first name. I always keep forgetting and I keep botching it. Gunja is in the ring with him, and it was a very rough match. Allergies. It was a very rough match, and I gotta say this. I don't really talk much about him because they still haven't shown enough between him and Raj and Shira yet, at least until now. So I've been basically not saying anything due to the fact we didn't know how far they were going to go with this. Because you got now 3 Indian wrestlers. 3. And the one who's supposed to put this all over, as I said before when it comes to Raj Singh, he's not Gama. He isn't. He's not like Gama. Now, I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's never been built like a Gama Singh. So he's never really felt substantial. Particularly when he went away for a long time and it was only Gama and Raju. I'm sorry. It would have been better to have a different person as the manager than a Raj Singh. Sticking him with Shira and trying to get Gunja. It's just not working for me. It doesn't mean they can't get it done, but he just doesn't have it. Now, after the match is over, you see Raj as well as Shira come out. And they're trying to make a point. Look at us. We're here. Join us. And Gunja said, no. Headbutts a Shira. I believe I got a shot of it. Well, not basically headbutting. He started, well, yeah, basically headbutting him, trying to make it very clear, I don't give a damn about you. Fight my ass. I believe I got a shot of at least getting to each other's faces, and it's here. But you can see that Sheer wanted to prove a point. You should join us or I'm going to destroy you. He picks up VSK and he just destroys him with one slam. And the guy just saying simply, fight me. And you can see Raj enjoying it because he's smiling. But here's the problem. Raj has never been built as a damn manager. And I don't feel it. Yes, he can develop it. But he's not Gama. If Gama Singh had been able to come back, and probably he can't due to the fact of how things have been in COVID, he doesn't feel like anything. I wish they had gotten someone else as a manager for all three of them. I'm just saying. Now, how can I say this? When it comes to Honor No More versus Bailey as well as the Motor City Machine Guns, as I said in the opening, I was not happy about what the camera work was. Now, I'm only briefly saying this because when you see this match, the camera work was okay. Going in this match, it was not great, but at least it was a lot more clear than most of what was shown during the show. There was a moment in the beginning for the first match, and there's a moment here that you can see what's going on in the ring. So I got to say, at least I got to see what was going on. Now, one of the things that was very interesting is about Alex Shelley and the miscommunication between him and Bailey. Now you can see that Chris Sabin, after the match is over and on No More 1, you see Sabin is trying to keep Shelley and Bailey from trying to tear each other apart. Because Bailey was not happy with not Sabin, but Shelley did, and Shelley wasn't too fond of what happened with Bailey, so you wonder where they're going to go with this, which I do believe that it may reach a point where Bailey may join a Ace Austin. Do I believe he'll turn heel? I don't know, particularly after that segment you had eventually an interview with the Ace Austin, who I still don't understand why they went there unless Bailey is to focus to go after the X Division. Making it very clear. Yes, when it comes to Rocky Romero, I'm getting it right. Finally got his name right. Rocky Romero. Ah, damn it. I botched it. I botched Rocky Romero. You see, Romero's name. I have that tendency, being dyslexic, I botch words. If you don't know what a dyslexic does, we botch things. It's part of our stick. But the point is, unless Mike Bailey's going for that title and they're going to give it to him, seeing Ace as a champ makes no damn sense. I don't believe Rocky should be the one to get the title. It should be Bailey because, honestly, they got no one else to use. They can't use I still love Willie. I still love Rich. But now they're in a tag team. Yes, you can put them into the X Division like you normally do, but you need new people in there. And since, and I say this again, Impact is not hiring, because Christian Blake should have been hired by Impact Wrestling a while ago. I cannot believe that he could not have been hired. I'm sorry. I've not heard Christian Blake not being hired. I'm sure he would have been hired. You can't tell me they couldn't hire him, or anyone else for that matter, for the X Division. They just don't. They just bring them in for tapings. I'm sorry. So at this point that you got Bailey, counting if he's hired, because as far as I know, he is hired, but I bet you he's not. I'm hoping he is, but he's probably not hired. Neither is Rocky. I know for a fact, surely Rocky is jumping between New Japan Pro Strong and Impact is paying him while he's probably working with New Japan Pro Strong the majority of the time. You're going to have Bailey the same thing. And it can't just be because Bailey doesn't want to be hired. If anybody says, well, Bailey probably doesn't want to be hired, bull freaking shit. There's way too many people that could be in the X Division that Impact could have easily hired for the last 3 years. 3 years. Now, actually, 4 years, counting before the pandemic. 4. They could have hired at least 3 or 4 or 5 people. And they have not, because they don't want to. They feel better this way. And it sucks because we don't have long-term stories. Let's move on. Next, we had, let me put it to you like this. Was it good to see Taya? Oh, hell yeah. That woman looks sexy. We got a chance to see her dark panties. Well, she probably was wearing shorts under her dress. She's not the type to wear some thong and allow someone to see her ass, particularly going into the ring, even though we all want to see her ass because we love Taya Valkyrie. She's the most sweetest and beautiful woman. If you've not seen Chris Van Vlien's video of her, Chris Van Vlien made a podcast with her. She is one of the most adorable women there is. And I cannot believe WWE was that freaking stupid not to give her a shot to do anything. But you know, as well as I do, you want to see under the dress and see the panties. But she's probably wearing shorts. Did she make it important? Yes. She made it very clear talking about what exactly I was talking about. How she was treated badly, even though she wasn't 100% treated badly while she was in NXT. She was treated badly when she went nowhere when NXT switched from 1 to 2.0. She was treated like pretty much garbage and then told she's too damn old. That is the part that she's talking about. Being told, yeah, 38 is too old. We don't need you, old woman. When a damn woman looks better than most 20-year-old women. She's a fully developed piece of ass. Mind you, I will be so angry if John Morrison fucks up his relationship with his wife. No matter if they're married and have kids. If they never have kids and they're just with each other and they're dogs, he better not screw that up. I give my word. I would love to just go and just strangle his ass. Yes, I'm like this to him. But I would like to strangle him with my old messed up leg. But still, you get my point. She makes it clear, I am proud to be the 4-time Dorena's champion. And now she's like Apache. I believe her name is Phoebe Apache. That now she has 4 reigns. The only one in history to have 4 reigns next to Apache. Then Deonna Purrazzo comes out, attacks her. Then you get Rosemary and Havoc coming out, scaring off Deonna. And then you have Tasha and Sienna Evans coming out. Why was this all rushed? Because of the main event. It's obvious. Was their match good? It's obvious when you look at a Rosemary. She's now become a tag team specialist. As I said in Rebellion, Rosemary didn't look good. She looked totally tanked. Bad. Rosemary had way more endurance before. And it's obvious due to the fact that now Rosemary is a tag team specialist now. She's no longer a singles competitor, so she does not have the stamina for it. She can't go in the ring by herself anymore. And understand this, guys. When you knew Rosemary before she got hurt and had that, I think that ACL tear in her leg, because it was an ACL tear, I believe. She had great stamina. She did great work. But after she came back, she wasn't fully recovered, and she looked bad in the ring. After she started tagging with Havoc, and that was after she started looking better in the ring, she now doesn't look good at all by herself. She just cannot wrestle by herself anymore. She can't. And it's not that I hate Rosemary. I don't. I still love me a Rosemary. I still think she's a great wrestler and great character. But as it stands now, she's terrible as a singles wrestler. She just is. Why do I care about her when she can't even wrestle by herself anymore, when they're still promoting her sometimes as a singles wrestler due to the fact of what? It's obvious she's still signed with Impact. But there's no other women signed with her. Yes, Havoc is still shown. Yes, Sienna Evans and Tasha and a couple of others. Like when it comes to All About Me segment, I'll get to that in a minute. Honestly, seeing more women there, I don't think I'm ever going to see them. If anybody says we need to hire more talent, remember what I'm saying. And I'm going to probably say this in the comments to you. Impact need to get things done, and they need to hire more talent. Guess what? They're not going to do it. They'll pay them. Very rarely going to see it. Look, what is going on with Marsha Slamovich? What did I tell you? They got nothing for her. They're letting her deal with people, letting her destroy jobbers, and they're not letting her have any type of time to build a character. And if anybody says she's a Goldberg, bullshit. Marsha Slamovich is not a Goldberg. Goldberg, they promoted Goldberg and showed segments of Goldberg not saying a damn thing in most cases. Yes, he went out and destroyed people and then was gone. But they also did segments with Goldberg. And I'm telling you this, if you remember in the 90s, he did segments where he didn't say anything to anybody, but he was caught on camera. That was how Goldberg was built up. Not just being destroying people in the ring, but even though he didn't talk to nobody, he did no promo segments, generally like talking or interviews, he was seen in the damn back. So don't tell me that she's a new Goldberg. Kiss my black ass. She's not. She basically is floating. No matter how much you love her. And if I loved her, I'd be pissed off right now, like you should be pissed off, because Marsha's floating. Unless they finally do something after Under Siege, if we even see her, other than BTI, she's floating. Now let's move on to All About Me. They're talking about the inspiration, which, as I said earlier, I will be doing Gump Report right after this, talking about my feelings of the inspiration. So if this video's late, sorry, I had to do another video here, because if I'm going to do the MLW video and then do the Rampage video for tomorrow, I got a lot to do. So they talk about how they defeat the inspiration, and then you see Gazelle Shaw. I believe her name is Gazelle. Why is she there and there is no Lady Frost? What is the point of her going after Tenille Dashwood and touching her in the face? Look, I want to touch me a Tenille because she's actually a beautiful woman. Hell, I want to touch a Gazelle Shaw. She's a gorgeous woman. Even though she's a skinny-ass woman, she's still beautiful. No problem. Both of them are beautiful. But here's the problem. What is the point of Tenille being harassed when they're a tag team? What is she going to do? Try to win one of the tag team belts? It doesn't work that way. Where is Lady Frost? The woman that she was tagged with? Now, supposedly, there's something might be doing in BTI. I don't watch BTI. And as far as I know, this BTI was just showing repeats of parts of Rebellion. But isn't the inspiration not there now? So you got to do something with the influence. And if it's not going to be Evans and Steels at this moment, because they are dealing with Rosemary and Havoc, why would you do Gazelle? Unless Lady Frost is going to be shown soon, it makes no sense. And understand, they're having a match next week. Shaw and Tenille Dashwood. Why? Why? Unless she's going to try and pitch a tag team match and bring in a Lady Frost, which might make some sense. This makes no sense. Let's move on. Now, we had the segment that pissed me off big time. Now, mind you, I understand the reasoning why they did it, but do I believe it was smart? No, actually, you know what? That's after this match. I'm getting this match done now. I'm getting it done now. The final match of the night. Moose versus a... He's in my face. For the person that seems to care so much about calling him numbnuts and calls his son freaking numbnuts, and that shows how fucking stupid that person is. And I don't like calling my subscribers stupid. I don't. But since this subscriber feels so compelled to finally show his true colors and be so openly calling not just the father a derogatory word, that shows how stupid this individual is, calling him that. You actually call his son the same thing. What the fuck is wrong with you? We're talking about a character. Before we get to the match, I gotta say this to this person. And I want to make it clear. I don't hate no one, but you're an idiot. Why would you call a man that type of thing if you don't like the character? Fine. Say, I don't like the character. This is not about the person. Don't you know the difference between a wrestler and an actual wrestling character versus an actual person? Huh? Are you that confused about what's the difference between a man and a character that man is presented and given? Whether you like how this guy's ring attire is or about how he is as a character, fine. Give critique. Calling him numbnuts shows that you're a little childish. But then you literally said in a comment, there goes that numbnuts, and now he brings out his numbnut son. Are you serious? I'm a father. Honestly. I say this to every person who watches this video. Look in the comments for the person to see if he talks about numbnuts. And leave a comment, honestly, to teach this person. I'm honestly asking you to do that. To teach this person. Look, you can have a critique about somebody. You can even not like the guy. But you honestly openly calling this guy's kid numbnuts. Are you stupid? Honestly, as a father, and I am a father, I don't take that very well. That's disgusting. You can hate the wrestler, but doing that to his kid shows that you are just dumb. I'm just saying. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this in there because I shouldn't, because I don't like to bash anybody. That's just not my way. But honestly, hearing that comment, and now the comment's gone. I haven't seen it. I look back. I didn't down the video or anything. I didn't delete it. It's gone. It's gone. I guess someone else didn't like the damn comment. So, honestly, he's disgusting. So, you know what? I'm probably going to leave this in here. You know what? I may not even put any images in here. I may just upload the damn thing clean because I do want to get this out early. But what did we get in this match? We got a repeat of Rebellion. A very good match. Let's be honest. It was a good match. There's a reason why a lot of people liked it. It was very physical. It was very emotional. And did it have the outcome that a lot of people expected? Yes, let's be honest. There is nowhere on this green earth, none, that you actually think that since you had Moose do a rematch clause now, that Moose was going to get his title back. I said myself that Josh is probably going to be possibly a transitional champion. May have it for a couple of months at least. And then he's going to drop it to somebody else. I just don't see him keeping it for very long. Not because I think Moose is better, which, honestly, who has been built better than Josh? That is Moose. He has been the face of the company for a while now. And I'm not saying that Moose is leaving the company, but if they are going to go to Josh, they better give Josh some really good competition. And guess who the special mystery opponent's going to be at Under Siege this next Sunday? Tomohiro Ishii. Tomohiro Ishii is now going to be his opponent Under Siege. Really? Hold on a second. I'm leaving in the cut. I had to cut because my camera was about to flip over. I didn't want to do that. I decided to do this now because I am freaking pissed off. You showed the video package of Vincent talking about Jonah. Then you show a PCO. And if anybody had heard me during my Rebellion review, I'm going like, why don't we have something special? Well, before that, not the Rebellion review. You see I'm angry. The Impact before Rebellion. I said, why don't you have something special between a Jonah and PCO? Why don't we have a Monsters Ball match at Rebellion? Now we get a Monsters Ball match. What the fuck was this shit? You couldn't do a Monsters Ball match at Rebellion. When was the last time? You guys leave a comment below. Leave a comment. Tell me, because I don't remember how long it's been. I have no memory of how long it's been since we had a Monsters Ball match. A legitimate one. A real one with a real story. I think it's been at least 3 years. I don't remember. I don't think it was done in 2020 or 21. I don't remember seeing it, and I don't believe there was one. There hasn't been one for a long time. Since the Abyss left, they have rarely done Monster Ball match. Why didn't you do it at Rebellion and make it mean something between a PCO and a Jonah? Two damn big monsters dealing with each other in a very special Pacific match that can bring them both together. No. You give Tomohiro Ishii to Jonah and feed him to Jonah when you could have easily used a Vincent, which could have easily been alright, or Kenny King, because neither one of them had a match during the show. You didn't have a match for either one of them. They were just there. So you could have easily fed him one of those two. And it would have looked great. But no. You fed him Jonah. You fed Tomohiro Ishii Jonah to make him look credible enough to go up against Josh Alexander at Under Siege. What fucking bullshit this is. This is not good booking. This isn't good booking. I'm telling you right now, this was dumb. But this is just me. And I hope you enjoyed this Impact Wrestling review. Please leave me a comment below. Maybe I will put some images in here, very few. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that part about telling that guy off. Calling Josh Alexander not just numbnuts, but his son numbnuts. I'm sorry. Like I said, you can hate somebody, but going after the kid because you just don't like the character this guy is playing, that shows that not only you petty, you're stupid. Peace.